I had no intention of doing this film. I was in Luga a year ago, where I was honored to receive the Puccini Prize for my work in art. You want to translate that? Or simultaneous?
Simultaneous.
Okay. And somebody mentioned that Luga was a half-hour ride to Pisa, and I had never seen the tower of Pisa. And somebody else mentioned that you could get an airplane, a 1-hour ride from Pisa to Rome. And I thought, gee, I have a lot of friends in Rome. Who would I like to see? Because I was in Rome for 8 days doing master classes and interviews and events in the home of Puccini. And I thought, I don't need to be here 8 days. Let me take 1 day and go to Rome. And on an impulse, I wrote to a friend of mine who was a theologian in Rome. And I asked him if he thought that Father Amor would see me, because I knew who Father Amor was. And he wrote about my film, The Exorcist, in his first book. And I never thought I would be able to see him, because I know how busy he is. And word came back in 2 days that he would meet with me. And we had a wonderful meeting. And then I was asked by Vanity Fair to write a profile on him. And while I was doing that, I asked him if he would ever allow me to witness, only to witness an exorcism. And he said, let me think about it. Because it's not a show, you know. It's not like asking to see the king and I or something. You know, it is not a show. But he wrote back in 2 days saying, yes, I'm doing an exorcism on May 1st of last year, and you can come. So then I decided to press my luck, and I asked him if I could film it, thinking he would never allow that to take place. And he said, okay, you can film it, but you must film it alone, with no crew and no lights. Just bring a small camera and pleasure. And that's what I did. And then I decided to take the results of it to psychiatrists and brain surgeons. And it's their reactions to this exorcism that make up. And then when I made the film, I showed it to Mickey Liddell. He said he would like to produce it. We know the greatest horror facing the world today is not only climate change, which we're all in, but terrorism. Islamic terrorism is the greatest horror in the world today. You know this. You not only read and watch the news, you are the news. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. The casual slaughter of innocent civilian people. And the way it's done in places like Nice and Paris and Belgium and Barcelona and elsewhere, everywhere you can name. I don't know what is being done about this, and I think nothing is being done about climate change. Nothing. A lot of things are being written, a lot of claims are being made, and nothing is being done.
I have a couple of questions. The first one is, I'd like to know what did you feel and think while you were watching the exorcism? And the second one is the thing I don't think you quite answered in the film itself, mainly what happens to the voice of the person that receives an act of exorcism, because it sounds like a movie effect or something, but of course it's not modified, it was all there.
No. We did not change the way her voice had become. Her attitude had changed completely. She is a very sweet and kind and good and very beautiful woman. And then these fits overtake her, and the only thing that gave her any relief was the work of Father Amor. Nothing in medicine or psychiatry. What I felt most of all, when I got over the initial fear myself, because I was afraid when this thing started, what I felt most of all was tremendous sympathy for this woman. And I felt the idea that the world can be a very treacherous place where evil strikes in many forms without warning. And Father Amor is one of those people who was just born to take care of these extreme problems of other people that most of the world is skeptical of. Through a lot of this, Francesco Zuppa was with me. Not at the exorcism. I had to film that alone with a very small still camera that shoots high-definition video. And I was this close to Father Amor and Christina. And it was first a terrifying experience to see the complete change in personality. It took 4 and sometimes 5 people to hold her down. I totally believed in the process. And then for the rest of the interviews and other photography, Francesco, who lives in Rome, was with me through all of it. And Mr. Liddell not only saw all of